you calling from?
This is Neil right here. I'm calling from the DMV area.
The DMV. All right. What's up? You reached Joel Benjamin 528 AKMC Spookism. You're on the line with me and Dr. Phil Valentine. What's your question?
Well, first off, much respect to y'all. Much respect to Dr. Phil. And somebody I've been studying and listening to for a while. And you've definitely introduced me to the, if you will, the conscious community and history and all that. But like I was telling you, I live in this DMV area. And it's a lot of, in my opinion, it's a lot of extremist feminism and weird stuff and homosexuality going on, and it's like nobody wants to talk about it and confront the issue. And I've really noticed, if you will, within the black community, it's especially uplifted and it's like it's accepted, and if you talk about it, you're like blacklisted, if you will, and I mean in all types of classes. So I just want to kind of get your opinion on that.
Well, yeah, you've hit it on the head. Because there are no men who are supposed to be the actual sentinels for what is right and wrong in a community. I'm talking good men, not, now that men have been painted with the worst brush because they give the worst men more of the light. So the good men, the one who builds families, who are righteous, and they don't talk about us anymore. What we do have is an oppression, a kind of oppression against the masculine principle. And as the primary authority has now been undermined, because again, the men are primary authorities, and that's not PC to say anymore. I say to hell with anyone who tries to push that opposite to me. As a male and a man in the house, you're supposed to be, first of all, trained up to be a good man and to know what manhood means, the responsibilities to provide, protect. Either you learn to provide and protect, or you become a predator. So there's a difference. You understand, to be a man, you have to be forged in manhood training, transition from boyhood to manhood. All of these things were taken out of our society. So the primary authority no longer stands in the community and shows what it is it's supposed to be about. What is it that we elevate to a position of prominence? Well, we have now completely, if you saw, the undermining and the destruction of the masculine principle, good men in homes, creating homes, having the proper work, the proper education, and the things necessary to build a home, all of that's been undermined now. Now the state is running everything, and the state essentially is run by a few sick people all the way at the top. I call them the parasitic elite. These people essentially have an agenda, and that is Agenda 21, to crop the population of the planet of at least 2 or 3 billion people. And if they don't do it now, they're doing it in degrees, almost like the frog in the boiling water. So you cannot now speak against what has become now a psycho-spiritual weapon. They have changed the language, demonized your morality and your sense, your natural sense for right and wrong, by undermining instincts. Again, remember, when I say you undermine gender, you undermine the natural instincts in the man and the woman, in the male and the female. So now, since no instincts or no developments, behavioral developments through the training and teaching of children, how to develop the proper instincts for right and wrong, okay? Because if you look at a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, they do anything they want. And you say, no, you can't do that. Or you can't put your hand in the fire. You're going to do it? Go ahead. You're going to get burned. You can't do this. You cannot do that. You must do this. Am I conforming you to a sociological structure? Yes. And we've learned all the different ways that society can express itself. But the one thing that we've always maintained is that there was a difference between men and women. But if you want to destroy the society, which is the balance, the fulcrum to a society is a family of man and woman. Once you destroy that fulcrum, you do not have any more balance. And once that happens, that complete destruction of the underpinnings of balance, now easily you can pull the rug from that under that total society and you destroy the society. So you can't say what you have to say as a man, because you as the man have been demonized. Your primary authority status has been taken away from you. So now anything goes. And again, this is some very metaphysical principles. See, in the metaphysical mindset of a society, women are unconditional in their acceptances of certain things. And it has to do with the human factor. That's their nature. Men, in their nature, are conditional. You have to show and prove for men. When you're a man, you want to show and prove that you're a man. There are things that make you into a man and turn you into an alpha male, which then leaves you and gives you the better mating choices, so to speak. Because women don't want no beta men. They don't want any men that's crawling up after them. They want alpha men who think for themselves, who can solve problems and provide. This is being taken away so that the state is now the one that's doing everything, providing for you, telling you your instructions, so you don't need man anymore. Well, because of that, you no longer have the ability and the authority to say that's wrong. We will not allow that in our communities. And now I am going to help you with the necessary language and the necessary counter arguments to that type of dialogue that they're having in the schools and the kind of perversity that they're now normalizing in your mind and in the mind of our children. Be there. Who is it?
Thank you very much. That makes complete sense. It's like it's
Somebody's at the door.
like this, but it's almost like kind of got to go somewhere else. With I don't want to put a racial thing on it, but it's kind of like you got to look outside your race sometimes, especially in this area. I'm just gonna say it, like a lot of black women in this area they're gone pretty much. Their mind is gone. I hate to say that, but it is.
Well, they're accommodative. You can't blame them. Remember, we were defeated, and we have not yet took the stand to take them back. I do not put all the blame on women. I put some of the blame as well on the men, because we've been fighting a war and we do not know the strategy that they've been using. I've been trying to teach the strategy to undermine the masculine principle, who is the primary authority. Once we regain that authority, the women will come back to us. Trust me. Right now, their authority is the one who can provide for them the jobs, the food, to take care of their children. You are no longer trusted. Why? Because remember I told you there's a system. The system was in place. When feminism came in, their part of the tactical attack against your manhood was to make you distrustful in the eyes of the woman. So from the 60s all the way up to the early 90s, it was a constant barrage against you so that women distrusted men. And then whatever it is men did didn't look good with men doing it. But when women did it, it was a strong woman. Oh, yes, she was. Oh, look at her. She's taking command. She's independent. That's bullshit. There's no independent woman. She's always dependent on someone. And 9 times out of 10 is because a man created the society. Whatever she now builds up and grows in that society is because man provided. You don't know that. She don't know that. But now because she is the authority, she don't care. You have to understand her needs are met. So therefore, you become superficial. And here's what I talk about men. Men, because of your ingenuity, this is what I say. You have invented yourself into obsolescence. And now that you are no longer really needed, except for the love that you would give and to take care and to provide for whatever needs women have today, it's best to be a woman. So now men become women, and now it's good for men to come out. Now, as a man, you can step out because you're no longer threatening. You no longer want to take over what I want. You're now becoming a woman, so hell, hey, isn't men the new women?
Yeah, it's like they don't see them as a threat.